Hello everyone, welcome to Vishesh Educational Videos. In this video, I am explaining one of the classical problems of synchronization in operating system, that is readers-writers problem. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. To get the notification of my new videos, please click the bell icon. So let me begin the explanation of the readers-writers problem. So in readers-writers problem, we have a file that is shared between the reader and writer process. That means the file can be used simultaneously by reader process also and writer process also, right? And along with that, the reader process is a process that can read a file, and the writer process is a process that can read and write a file. That means the reader process can read from a file. In the same way, the writer process can do both the things. That means it can read from a file or it can write into a file. Very simple, right? So the file is shared between the reader process and the writer process simultaneously, and the reader process is a process that can read from a file. The writer process is a process that can read from a file and write into a file also, right? And here we have three different cases in readers writers problem. Here we can allow multiple readers to read the file simultaneously. That means two or more readers, right, can read simultaneously from the file. I can allow two or more readers to read from the file. That is, RR is possible. RR means read is possible. If one process is reading, another process can also read simultaneously. That means if one process is in reading in its critical section, I can allow another process also to enter into its critical section and to read, right, simultaneously. Two processes or more than two processes can also read. That is, RR is possible. That is the first case. Here next, when reader process is accessing the file, then writer process is not allowed to access the file. That is, RW is not possible. When one process is reading in its critical section, I can't allow another process to write in its critical section. No, it's not possible. Understanding, guys? Right? Now, next, when a writer process is accessing the file, then no other process is allowed to access the file. That means when a process is writing in its critical section, I can't allow any other process to read also, and I can't allow another process to write also. That means write read and write write is also not possible, right? So one process is if one process is writing in its critical section, no other process can read in its critical section. If one process is writing in its critical section, no other process can write in its critical section. That is not possible. So these are the four cases. So what are those? So read is possible. I can allow multiple readers to read simultaneously, but when one process is reading, I can't allow another process to write. But when one process is writing, I can't allow another process to read. And also, when one process is writing, I can't allow other process to write in its critical section. It is not possible, right, guys? Now, in a reader-writer problem, I have to prove this four conditions. I have to prove this four conditions, right? Now, we will see the code segment for both the reader and writer process. So you can see here, this is the code segment for the writer process, and this is the code segment for the reader process. Don't worry, I will explain this code segment in detail in the coming slides. So now I will explain, right, the working of this reader and writer process, and also along with that we have to prove that four conditions, right, that should hold good for this code segment, right, guys? So before explaining the code segment of both the reader and writer process, you should know these things. First thing is shared file. That means my file is a shared file. It can be shared between both the reader and the writer process. I am using a shared file here, and that file can be shared between both the reader and writer process. And also I'm using a variable called read count. It is an ordinary variable, integer variable. It is an integer variable. Read count is an integer variable, and read count tells about how many reader process are accessing the file. Suppose if read count is 0, then none of the reader processes are using the file. If read count is 3, that means 3 reader processors are using the file. That means three processors simultaneously using the file for reading purpose. So this is the ordinary integer variable, and the initial value of the read count will be 0. Getting, guys? And I'm using two semaphores here. If you want to know more about semaphores and critical section, excuse me, you can refer my previous video of a critical section and a semaphore, where the link is given in the description, right? So mutex, so semaphore here is a integer variable. Semaphore is also a integer variable, and always the value of a semaphore will be 1. While you initialize the semaphore, the value of the semaphore will be 1. You can see here. So here I'm using two types of semaphore here, mutex semaphore and WRT semaphore, that is a write semaphore. And remember one thing, if you want to access the semaphore, that means if you want to change the value of the semaphore, you can't directly do that. To do that, you have to use two atomic operations, that is a wait operation and a signal operation. Just remember this, very important. Wait operation always decrement the value of the semaphore. For example, if you want to change the value of the semaphore from 1 to 0, you can use a wait operation to decrement the value of the semaphore from 1 to 0. If you want to increment the value of semaphore from 1 to 2, you can use a signal operation, where signal operation is going to increment the value of the semaphore from 1 to 2. Getting, guys? So semaphore means what? It's an integer variable, and the value of the semaphore will be initialized to 1. If you want to change the initially, right? So if you want to change the value of the semaphore, you can change the value of the semaphore by using two atomic operations. Atomic operations means no interrupts can stop that operations. Two operations are wait and signal. Wait is used to decrement the value of the semaphore, and the signal is used to increment the value of the semaphore. Here I am using two semaphores, mutex semaphore and the WRT semaphore, and the value of the mutex semaphore and the WRT semaphore initially will be 1. Getting, guys? So you should know this. I am using a shared file, I am using a variable read count, and I am using two semaphores, mutex semaphore and the WRT semaphore. Now I will explain the working of this readers and writers problem. Now, so to explain the working, first I will explain the working of the writing process, right? So here I'll start with the writing process. You can see here right side there is a code segment for the writing process, and I'll start the explanation, right? So here first we execute wait of WRT. You can see here this is the first statement in the while loop. You can see while is true means always this loop will be executed, because it is true. Always it will be executed. So what is the first statement here? Wait of WRT. So what is the value of WRT here initially? So I told you the WRT semaphore value is initially 1. Just remember that 1. So here I will execute this statement. So it will execute. So if WRT is 1 means, then critical section is free. If the WRT is 1 means what? The critical section is free. So writer process can enter its critical section. Yes. obviously now writer process can enter its critical section, but before entering it will decrement the WRT to 0, because you know that wait is what? Wait is used to decrement the value of the semaphore. That's why before entering into the critical section, WRT value will be decremented by wait to 0. So this is the first statement. Understood, guys? So weight of WRT is the first statement. Here the WRT value is 1. If WRT value is 1, then means the critical section is free. So when the critical section is free, the writer process can enter its critical section. But before entering, WRT value, semaphore value is decremented to 0, because wait is used here. Wait is going to be used to decrement the value of the semaphore. Now, so you can see here, so it will enter the critical section. Writing process will enter the critical section. After entering the critical section, writing is performed by the writer process, right? So writing is performed by the writer process. So now after performing the writing operations, while coming out of the critical section, see, you can see here, while coming out of the critical section, writer process executes signal of WRT. Signal of WRT. Signal is going to increment the value of the WRT. You know that the value of the WRT is changed from 1 to 0. Again, when you execute the signal of WRT, the value of the WRT is again changed from 0 to 1. So you can see here the WRT is incremented to 1. Why I am doing this means, now if another writer process wants to execute in its critical section, it can execute. Why? WRT is 1, right? That's why if another writer process wants to execute, it can execute without any problem. That's why I'm changing the WRT to 1. Getting, guys? So initially WRT value will be 1, it will be decremented to 0. So after that it will enter the critical section, it will do the writing operation. While coming out, what it will do, the writer process, it will increment the WRT from 0 to 1, because it can allow other writing process to execute without any problem. Now this is the explanation of the writing process. Now you can see here, now I will execute the writer process one more time. So see here, now we will execute the writer process one more time. So what is the value of the WRT? 1. You know that WRT value will be 1 initially. So writer process can enter, right? So writer process can enter its critical section and it can easily do the writing operation. But before entering its critical section, you know that it decrements the WRT to 0. WRT to 0. You already know that, right? Now, so you can see here, now if another writer process wants to write, it's not possible. You know that here already one process is writing, it's already in critical section. Now if another writer process wants to write, it is not possible. Why means, you can see here, what is the value of the write process now? It is changed from 1 to 0. Here, see this statement, weight of WRT, it is changed from 1 to 0. Now if another process wants to write, it can't, because now the write value is 0. If it is 0, that means critical section is already occupied by another one process. Now if another process wants to write, it is not possible. So for another process to write, what is the value of a WRT? The value of the WRT should be 1, but here the value of the WRT is 0. So WW is not possible. When one process is writing, if another process tries to write in its critical section, that is not at all possible. Getting, guys? So earlier WRT will be 1, one process will enter and it is performing writing operation, but at the same time another writer process tries to enter, it is not possible, because write where your semaphore value is changed from 1 to 0. If it is 0, that means you can't enter. If it is 1 only, you can enter. So another process can't enter and it can't do a writing in its critical section. So you can see here WW is not possible. Two simultaneous writing operation is not possible. So one condition satisfied. See, this is WW is not possible. This condition is satisfied. Now remaining three conditions are left, and I have to prove that also, right? So WW is not possible. Now I will take up the reader process, right? So first I'll start with the reader process. You can see here mutex value is what here? Mutex value is 1. Initially you know that the mutex value will be 1. So here I am assuming two reader processes. How many reader processes? R1 and R2. So first R1 will execute this wait of mutex. So R1 can enter the critical section. R1 can easily enter the critical section because the mutex value is what? 1 here. Initially it will be 1. But before entering, the mutex value will be decremented to 0 by the reader, because wait of mutex, you know that wait is used to decrement the value, right? You know that. So R1 can enter into the R1 can enter into its critical section. But no, see what is the next statement here? Read count of plus plus. So you know that the read count, initial value of the read count will be 0. Just remember that. So what is the initial value of the read count? The initial value of the read count will be 0. Sorry. So initial value of the read count will be what? Is here. Initial value of the read count will be what? 0. Now what I will do means I will increment the read count. So our read count plus plus. What is the read count value now? Read count will become 1 here. So now what is the next statement? If read count is equal to 1, yes, it is true. Condition is true. You can see, because I incremented the read count here. It is incremented from 0 to 1. So condition is true. So what is the next statement? Wait of WRT. So next statement, wait of WRT will be executed, right? Wait of WRT. Now what does that mean? So where WRT value is decremented, right? WRT value is decremented from 1 to 0, because you know that wait is used to decrement. So remember here, first reader process should not allow other writer processes. When the writing variable value is changed to 0, it means that no other writer process can allow. Here you can see here the first reader process R1 is taking care that no other writer process is allowed, because reader process is executing here. So remaining reader processes, for example same other reader processes like R2, R3, they should not worry about this. Remember this, only the first reader process should take care of locking that no other writing process can execute. Getting, guys? Getting? So what is the next statement here? Signal of mutex. So signal of mutex will be executed by R1, right? So mutex value was 0. Now mutex value will be changed to 1, but after changing the signal of mutex, that is after changing the mutex value from 0 to 1, R1 can enter into its critical section. You can see R1 can enter into its critical section, right? So now R1 is reading here in its critical section. Getting, guys? Suppose if you have any doubts, please post your doubts in the comment section. So now R1 can perform the reading in its critical section. Now assume that at the same time another process R2 wants to enter the critical section. Now we should see whether that another reader process is allowed or not to execute in its critical section. So R2 will execute wait of mutex. R2 will execute wait of mutex. Now what is the value of mutex? Mutex value is 1, because you know that R1 is changed the mutex value from 0 to 1. That is signal of mutex. Now mutex value is 1. So mutex value is 1 means what? R2 can execute wait of mutex. But along with that, R2 should decrement the value of mutex to 0, because you know that R2 uses wait. Now what is the next statement here? Read count plus plus. Now R2 increments the read count. This is the second process R2. But earlier what was the value of read count? you can see the read count value is incremented to 1 here. See, R1 incremented the read count value to 1. Now 1 is incremented again because read count plus plus, so RC value becomes 2. That means what? If read count value specifies what? Read count value specify how many reader process are in critical section. Now how many reader process? Because R2 is the second process, that's why what is the RC value? 2. Two reader processes are in critical section, that is RC showing that, right? So now what is the next statement? If read count is equal to 1, no, false, because what is the value of the read count now? 2. Condition fails, so that's why wait of WRT is not executed. Instead of that, the next statement, signal of mutex is executed. So see, so it will move to the next statement, signal of mutex. So signal of mutex is executed by R2. Now mutex value will be changed to 1. So you know that R2 decremented earlier the mutex value to 0. Now the mutex value is changed to 1 when you execute signal of mutex. Now obviously after changing the value of mutex from 0 to 1, R2 can enter into its critical section. R2 can enter into its critical section. You can see still R1 is reading, so at the same time only R2 tried to enter into its critical section, so it succeeded. You know that. Now so both R1 and R2 are in the critical section. That means two reader process can execute simultaneously in its critical section. You have seen that here, I explained it. So RR is possible here. So RR is possible, simultaneous reading of 2 or more processes is possible here. You have seen that. Now I will explain the remaining part of this reader process. See, now after the execution is completed, suppose here how many reader processes are executing? R1 and R2. Suppose think that R1 is completed the execution. Now it should come out of the critical section. Now we will see that. Now after the execution is completed, if R1 wants to come out, what it does? See, what is the next statement after the critical section? See, wait of mutex. See the highlighter, wait of mutex. Now it executes wait of mutex. Which one? R1 will execute wait of mutex. Now what is the value of a mutex? You already seen that the value of mutex is 1. Now mutex will be decremented to 0. Now mutex value will be decremented to 0 because you know that wait is going to decrement the value. Now what is the next statement? Read count minus minus. Read count will be decremented. So RC will be decremented to 1 because earlier it was 2. Now it is decremented to 1 because R1 is leaving the critical section. When one process leaving, only one process will be there in the critical section. That's why it is decrementing the RC value to 1. Suppose if any other process wants to come inside, a reader process come inside, it can. Now what is the next statement? If read count is equal to 0, now what is the read count value? 1. 1 is equal to 0. No, condition fails. You can see condition fails. So if this condition fails, signal of WRT is not executed. You know that. The next statement will be what? Signal of mutex. So now signal of mutex will be executed. You know that signal of mutex value was either changed to 0, right? Earlier it changed to 0. Now again you are executing signal of mutex. That's why mutex value is changed to 1. Mutex value is changed to 1 because see, if mutex is 1, if another reader process wants to enter into the critical section, it can enter because mutex value is now 1. You know that. If it is 1, the process can enter, reader process can enter. Now I will continue this because still R2 is in the critical section. Now after the execution, R2 also wants to come out of the critical section. Now we will see. So again R2 will execute this wait of mutex. So now mutex value is what? 1. You have seen that. So mutex, it can enter. Obviously no problem. Now mutex value will be decremented. So now again mutex value will be changed from 1 to 0. Now what is the next statement? Read count minus minus. You know that R2 is also leaving, right? So now RC value will be decremented. Earlier RC value was what? RC value was 1 here. Now RC value is decremented 0 because you know that R2 is also leaving. No reader process is in critical section. Both the reader process is leaving. That's why RC value is 0 now. It is decremented. Now what is the next statement? Signal of WRT. So now signal of WRT is executed. Now WRT will be incremented. So what was the value of WRT earlier? Earlier, right? When executing R1, you can see here the WRT will be value was decremented to 0. See? So what is the value of WRT? 0. Now what you will do? Now when a signal of WRT is executed, you will be incremented. The WRT value is changed from 0 to 1. WRT values changed from 0 to 1. So earlier I told you that. So it is the duty of the first reader process should not allow the writer process. First reader process should take care of locking. That means first reader process should not allow any writer process to execute. In the same way, it is the duty of the last reader process to remove the lock for the writer process. See, R2 is changing the value of WRT from 0 to 1. That means what? WRT1 means writer process can enter. Who is doing this? R2 is doing this. That is the last reader process. So R2 is the last reader process. It is removing the lock for the writer process. That's why it's the duty of the last reader process to release the lock for the writer process. So it is the duty of the first reader process to take care of the lock of, that means it should lock the writer process. Which one? First reader process. First reader process should lock. In the same way, last reader process should remove the lock for the writer process. Getting, guys? Don't get confused. So if you have any doubts, please post your doubts in the comment section. Right? Now, what is the next? Signal of mutex. Next statement is what? Signal of mutex. So mutex value is what? Right? Mutex value is 0 because R2 executed the mutex. Here, wait of mutex. So R2 executed the mutex. First statement, right? So now what was the value of mutex? 0. Now when you execute the signal of mutex, this statement, when you execute the signal of mutex, mutex value will be changed from 0 to 1. That means what? So other reader process can enter into its critical section. If mutex value is 1 means what? No other process can enter into its critical section. Getting, guys? Right? So now so far we discussed two cases. WW is not possible and RR is possible. Right? So lastly, if third reader process wants to enter into the critical section, it can. Simultaneous execution is possible because you know that lastly I changed the value of mutex from 0 to 1. See, right? So far we have discussed two cases. Read is possible, write is not possible. Now I have to explain other two cases, write and write. So sorry, write we discussed, right? Write and read write. Right? I will discuss remaining two cases. See. So to explain this, I am considering both the code here, writer code and reader code. You can see in the right side. So this is the writer code. So here the line is there, right? Up to that it is a writer code, and this is the reader code. So see here. Now I have to prove that RW is not possible and also WR is not possible. First I will prove that RW is not possible here. So RW is not possible means I have to start from the reader process. So I will start from the reader process. So my initial values will be, you know that initial value of mutex is 1, WRT is 1, RC is 0. Right? These are the initial values. Now I will start with the reader process. So what is the first statement in the reader? That is wait of mutex. So wait of mutex will be executed. What is the mutex value? 1. So you can proceed. But along with that, what it will do? Wait of mutex means what? You have to decrement the mutex value to 0. Now I did that. Getting, guys? Now what is the next statement? Read count plus plus. What is the read count value? 0. So now next statement, read count will be incremented to 1. RC will become 1 from 0 to 1. Now what is the next statement? See, reader, if read count is equal to 1, so what is the RC value now? 1. Yeah, it is incremented. Condition is true. If read count is equal to 1, condition is true. So what is the next statement? Wait of WRT. So wait of WRT will be executed now. But what is the value of WRT? 1. But wait of WRT, it means what? WRT value will be decremented to 0. See, WRT value will be decremented to 0. You know that. Now what is the next statement? Signal of mutex. So signal of mutex will be executed. But you know that mutex value is now 0 because reader is changed the value of mutex from 1 to 0 in the first 10 bit only. Now again the mutex value will be changed to 1. That is incremented. Right? Now what is the next statement? There is a critical section. So process can enter into its critical section. And one more important thing, guys, just remember, so in a critical section code, this is the entry section, this is the entry section, this is the critical section, and this is the exit section. Just remember that. So reading is performed in the critical section, it is entering, this is the critical section, it is entering. So reader process now perform reading in its critical section. Now still reading is performed in its critical section. Reader is doing that. Now assume that writer process wants to enter into its critical section. Now writer process try to enter into its critical section. We will check that. So what is the first statement in the writer process? Wait of WRT. So what is the value of WRT? WRT is 0 because it is decremented by the reader process. So WRT 0 means what? No process can enter into its critical section. No writer process can enter into its critical section. Writer process when it can enter? When WRT value is 1. But what is the WRT value now? Reader is changed the value of WRT from 1 to 0. So wait of WRT, that is wait of 0. No, writer process can't enter into its critical section. So WRT is 0, right? So writer process can't enter into its critical section. That when a reader process is executing in its critical section, writer process can't enter into its critical section. So you can see here RW is not possible. So far you have seen that RR is possible, WW is not possible, now RW is not possible. Lastly, last condition, WR, we have to check for WR. Now, so initial values, you have seen that the initial values will be mutex will be 1, WRT will be 1, RC will be 0. You have known that. You have know that. So I will start from the writer process first because I have to prove that WR is not possible. Right? According to reader writer problem, WR is not possible. I have to prove that. Now see here. So I'll first start with the wait of WRT. So what is the WRT? Initial value 1. So writer will execute wait of WRT. Along with that, yes, it can enter into critical section, but wait decrements. Along with that, it decrements the value of WRT to 0. You know that, right? Now what is the next statement? So a writer process can easily enter into its critical section and it can perform the writing process. See, next writer will perform the writing in its critical section. See, writer is still performing in its critical section now. It is performing writing in its critical section. Now reader will try to enter into its critical section to do the reading. See, we will check that. Now reader will try to enter the critical section. So reader will execute the wait of mutex statement. So what is the mutex value? Mutex value is 1. So yes, reader can execute the next statement, but along with that mutex value will be decremented to 0. You know that wait decrements the value. Now what is the next statement? Read count plus plus. So what is the RC value? 0. Now read count plus plus means RC value will be incremented, sorry here, yeah, RC value will be incremented to 1. You know that. incremented to 1. Oh, so what is the next statement? If read count is equal to 1, yes, condition is true because you incremented the RC value. Now read count is equal to 1, yes, condition true. So what is the next statement? Weight of WRT. What is the WRT? What is the WRT value? Because writer process changed the WRT value from 1 to 0. See. Now see, weight of WRT, you can't execute because for a WRT to execute, what should be the WRT value? WRT value should be 1, but writer process changed the WRT here from 1 to 0. So what does it mean? So this statement can't be executed. Reader can't execute this statement because WRT is 0. So it fails. Weight of WRT statement fails. So reader can't enter into its critical section. So reader can't allow to enter into its critical section. It failed. So when a writer is executing, no reader process can execute in its critical section. So WR is not possible. So WR is not possible. Getting, guys? We have proved all the 4 cases. First we have proved WW is not possible. Next we have proved RR is possible. Next we have proved RW is not possible. Lastly we have proved WR is not possible. When one writer process is writing, other reader process can't read in its critical section. Getting, guys? Hope you understood the concepts. If you have any doubts, please post your doubts in the comment section. Thank you for watching the video.